I believe in a thing called love, and that motherfucking PS5 makes me want to make love to it.
In
In
5D.
5D.
That shit is sexy. Tell me y'all saw the reveal.
I did. I honestly, I don't know. I feel like most of the people that are making memes about it, how it's just another Wi-Fi router.
Really? Come on.
Okay, first of all, just about every console that's come out, people have shit on the aesthetics. And secondly, have you ever had a console where you legitimately went, oh, it doesn't look cool, I'm not gonna buy it?
No, but at the same time, I've looked at it and it was like, all right, what are the games coming out for it? Are
Well,
any of them coming
yeah.
out for PC? Oh, all the ones that I'm interested in, pretty much, except for one. I
No,
guess I can wait on a
there's
PS5.
two for me for sure, and I'm pretty excited about both of them.
Oh,
And
you know, there's plenty of games that I thought looked fantastic. Did you actually look at all of the trailers or no?
I looked at the majority of them. I didn't look
Okay,
at all of them.
that's not the same thing. That's not the same thing. That's
Well-
fine. We'll talk about it. We'll get in. Okay, so I said I had a pretty decent PlayStation 5 story. I do got to share this. I kind of got to give like a little shout out to my boss. I came back from just kind of a long day dealing with a bunch of stupid shit that I really shouldn't have had to have dealt with. And I come back and my boss has a meeting on my calendar for an hour. And I'm just like, bro, or hour and a half. Like, what's like it says hold hour and a half on this day? And I'm like, dude, what's up? What's up with the hour and a half hold? Like, what's going on? And he goes, oh, PlayStation 5's doing its big announcement. I figure I'd just hold this so you can take some time off and actually sit down and watch the announcement and just kind of hang out for a minute. So,
Nice.
mad shout out to my boss
That's
who was
pretty
homeboy
legit.
enough to just fucking let me chillax and enjoy the PS5 announcement because he knows I'm a big PlayStation head.
That's pretty legit.
He watched
that's
it with
pretty
me.
good.
We sat there on Google Hangouts and we watched the whole presentation because he's a big gamer guy too.
So nowadays, I don't really watch all of any of these like announcements. I'll just watch like clips here and there. But I did see a couple of the trailers, and I'm excited because obviously, like for me, it's Horizon and Ratchet and Clank. They're my jam.
There's so much more than that.
I mean,
I don't know.
Of course,
so,
there is.
so for me, most of the games that are coming out for it are not PlayStation exclusives, and so therefore, there's not a lot of appeal for me to get a PlayStation 5 for a lot of the games that I want. The top being, of course, Resident Evil fucking 8. It's coming out on all the systems, not just PS5. It's not an exclusive, so I can literally buy it on the PC, which is what I'm going to do. The only one that I found that's going to be a PlayStation exclusive that I'm really interested in is the Demon Souls remake. That's it. It's the only one.
That's funny
That's it.
because you just can't let go. So, are you willing to buy another console for your inability to let go of Demon Souls?
Well, the good thing is, or I guess the niche thing is that I already have a Demon Souls for PS3, and I actually recently just got a PS3 for my brother that I think works. So I may not have to do it, but I may get the console just to have the remake so that I can play with friends.
I gotta
But
say,
I'll wait till it's cheaper in price.
that was like I couldn't have tuned out harder once I realized it was a Demon Souls remake. I was like,
I
oh,
figured you would.
hmm.
What are you excited for? What is on your top list of what the PS5 is good for?
Ratchet and Clank.
Okay,
Let's
so
see.
the opening of the whole thing was for some GTA 5 update, whatever, and immediately we were both pretty pissed off and annoyed. It was not good. But the first thing that they, I'll count this as the first thing that they really showed was Spider-Man 2. Super stoked for Insomniac Spider-Man 2. The first one was really good, and
Yeah.
I love all of the footage they showed was Miles Morales, which actually
Yeah.
gives me a lot of hope here. And can I be on record? Can we all just like take note of this really quick? I would like to be on record.
Sure.
Opening cinematic for that game, Peter Parker dies. We're gonna pull some ultimate shit. Peter Parker's gonna go down, fucking, or just like he did in the Into the Spider-Verse movie as well.
Yeah.
Peter Parker's gonna go down saving the city, and that's gonna be the setup for whatever Miles is gonna have to take down as whoever kills Peter. But the opening of that game, Peter Parker's gonna die, and you get to play as Miles. I like this for two reasons. One, Miles actually has a different power set than Peter. Miles can turn invisible, and I think he could even shoot spines at one point, if I remember right. I haven't read a whole lot of Miles, but I like the character Miles, and I like that we get to play with some new powers. The second thing, and this is a problem I'm going to have with a game we're going to talk about later, it's already been mentioned once, but I always hate that thing where you go do a sequel and suddenly you don't have any of the powers you got, and the game has to try and find a way to justify it. What a great way to justify re-grinding through all your powers is playing as a different dude who's new at the situation. I think it was the right call to go with Miles. I'm really excited for the new Spider-Man. Plus, Insomniac proved that they can build a really good Spider-Man game.
Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, I know that was a big reveal for it. I didn't actually really play the first one, so I don't really.
I do think you'd like it, Clops. There is.
I've played some of it. Like I enjoyed the gameplay of it and stuff like that. I didn't like get full bore into it.
There is some skill-based gameplay that I thought you would appreciate, though.
Yeah, it was one that I bought for Liv, and so it's more her game than mine, and so like I just haven't got around to playing. I haven't really played anything. I've been debating going back and playing Last of Us because Last of Us 2 is about to drop.
I tried it and I really wasn't a fan, but now that number 2's coming out, like I guess I should retry it, but it's not that it's bad, it's just that I don't understand why it got that much hype. Like, it's nothing crazy so far. Did you finish it?
I did. I actually
I didn't
liked it. At the time when it came out, there was a lot of controversial things that happened with it. Like not with like the development or anything like that. It was
the leak,
but
right?
The story. No, I'm just talking about the story itself. It went to a very dark place as far as like this game went, right? I mean, like spoiler.
I don't want to go too far into it because we did talk about it when I played it and when it came out.
Well, spoiler if you haven't played The Last of Us 1, I'm gonna say the very beginning part, which happens, the very beginning sequence, is that you go through and you end up having your child die. Okay, you can put your headphones back on. Put your headphones back on. Put your headphones back on. It was literally in the first 30 minutes. I'm sure you've played it, Bonsai.
At that point, I'm sure I did, but I'm going to replay it, and I really don't remember much because I wasn't having that great of a time. So,
okay, well, within that first scene, it has a very heart-touching moment. It's a very sad moment.
I think I remember what you're talking about.
Right. And so, like, that's where it gripped me originally. And then as you go through the story, you get more of those moments that are kind of like interesting and on the darker side of things. I really liked Joel. Joel was a really good character for being the standard, like, I'm a gruff white dude, right? You know? But
yeah,
like
Joel was fun. He was super Hugh Jackman-y.
He also was multifaceted. Like he had a lot of character depth to him. One of the things that he just offhandedly comments is how this barrier is a bandit barrier, and like we're gonna go around it. We're not gonna go through it. And she asks, "Well, how do you know that?" He's like, "Because I've been on both sides."
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean?
Like a little bit about him right away.
Yeah. So it's just a little tidbit of like his backstory that you never really get to.
I want to ask you a question, but I want to say up front that this is not a fair comparison, and that I'm going to ask you to make an unfair comparison because they're very different things, but I feel like there's so many similarities, and I very firmly land on one side. Talking story and character-wise, not gameplay. We're just looking at the story it's telling and the characters that are in that story. Would you rate Last of Us over, like, Walking Dead Season 1, the Telltale game? I feel like from what I've played, and again, I did not finish Last of Us, but from what I played, Walking Dead hits way fucking harder with, like, hard choices, real situations, character development, from what I've played.
I would say that although those choices are difficult in that first season of the Walking Dead game by Telltale, are really impactful. Because it's literally a game about choices, right? You know?
Right.
The Last of Us, the story it tells with the character development and how you see the characters go from where they begin to where they end, you get invested a lot in these characters, right? And
that's saying something, because by Walking Dead Season 2, I was like, if anybody raises a hand to Clem, I will make them die. I will bend the fates. So no one will touch Clem.
So that's how you get with Joel. That is like how you start to feel with Joel as you're playing him. because of
Right.
his character arc, right? Because he's there to take I forget her name to whatever, right? You know, and he
I
becomes
think I'm only
her
2 or
kind
3
of
hours into the game, and it is a fairly long one, right?
it is a fairly long one, and like it starts off with him not wanting to know anything, not wanting anything part of her. She's just a job. Like that's it. She's
Yeah, I
just a
think I've
job,
made it a little past
right?
there.
But then like as it progresses, it starts to become almost like a redemption story for him, right? As well as her kind of like coming into this really abrasive world, right? So like you get these two kind of intertwining stories that work really well together. Also the like at least at the time, maybe not so much now, but like the gameplay in it was very fluid in what you can do. There was one part where like I was running from a thing and there was a dude that popped around a corner and I happened to have a bottle in my hand and I just threw the bottle at him and like hit him in the face and he just was like, "Oh, motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking kill you." And we
My
just
face.
kept running. We just kept running, right? You know what I mean? So it was like very fluid motion. It didn't stop anything. It was still in this atmosphere that was happening. And so like the pacing of the like gameplay itself could be really fun. There are some moments that I remember that were kind of like dumb or frustrating, but I was also playing on a harder difficulty.
Sure.
And it's basically the bottleneck places because there are a couple bottlenecks where like you have to like kill everything or you have to fight everything that's there or whatever. And, like you have to stealth through everything if you can. So some of those bottlenecks can get kind of but all in all, that story really was impactful, I feel. And I really enjoyed it. And I made the choice for like it felt like I was making the choice that Joel was making. Right. And that's what I felt did really good about it, is that it really got you into this character. I'm also kind of a big burly dude with a beard, so maybe I just self-identified with it. I don't know.
It just hit home, bro.
Yeah.
All right, no, I didn't want to go that far into it, but what is happening here?
Yes,
I didn't want to go that far into it, but yeah. So that was our review of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Give it a rating.
Okay, so no, just going through the list. So we talked a little Spider-Man. I'm excited. Eduardo, I'm sure you'll end up playing it.
Oh yeah,
you played the last one. Right?
I love the dick out of the last one. I had a hard time there towards the end with some of the challenges, but other than that, I was like, yeah, this is my jam.
Yeah, and I actually the DLC was not my favorite, I only played the first DLC, and I gotta say I was a little disappointed. Go back and do that. I was a little disappointed in the first DLC that made me not want to play the next ones, but I did buy the season pass. I will go back. I will play them eventually. Sorry for just slamming into my microphone right there. I did it, and I'm only kind of sorry. So, next up, I'm going to be a dick, and I want to shift the tone for a second because I want to talk about a game that I'm not excited for, but it has to be talked about because I swear this came up, and immediately me and my boss just start laughing hysterically. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. I want to be a fly on the wall when they pitch this game. The trailer tells you nothing about what kind of game it is. Did you guys see the trailer for Bug Snacks?
Jesus.
No.
Okay,
Yes.
I know Eduardo saw it because I made him watch it. Klops, it's like a 2-minute trailer. Can you please, just while I'm describing some shit, just throw it on for yourself? Even like silently. It'll all mostly make sense completely silent. You just need to get the gist of what I'm talking about here. Bug Snacks. Bug Snacks is a game, I suppose, about sentient food, and apparently, and creepy sentient food. Like it's not like cleverly drawn Jello it's just like strawberries with eyes and legs, and like ribs are worms, and oranges are centipedes that unfold and stuff. I guess there's creativity to it, but it really makes you not hungry. I'll tell you that much. And then your window into this world is this creepy walrus monster who's talking at you. And at one point, she eats the little strawberry people, and then her arms turn into strawberries, and then the mayor shows up, and the mayor has sausages for hands, and he lit the town on fire, and at the end of it, there's an amalgam food monster that attacks the camera. And for the fucking life of me, I cannot even begin to guess what kind of game this is. Is this a platformer? Or a puzzle solver?
No,
or like a fucked up RTS?
It looks, honestly, it looks like a tech demo sort of thing, but where it has I don't think that'll be a platformer. I think it'll be a collectathon. You go around.
You think it's like a Banjo-Kazooie?
kind of like that. And then I'd like to think that it's more involved than just the shallow find your outfits and design your character. I think it's going to be Banjo-Kazooie, where depending on the bugs you eat, you get different abilities to solve puzzles. At least that's what I'm hoping
I can become Pickle Rick.
You can totally be Pickle Rick. Or at that point,
I love if you guys could see Klops's face right now. People on YouTube can see, but he is intently watching Bug Snacks. I think Klops just bought a PS5 right now just for Bug Snacks.
For this.
No, but I know. So this was from the creators of Octodad. Have you ever played
which
Octodad?
I didn't play. Yeah, did not play.
Okay, so Octodad is a puzzle solver game where you play as an octopus posing as a human, right? And
so you think this will be different food will give you an ability to do different shit puzzle solver?
Kind of. I think that's along the lines they're going to do it. I think that Aurora's kind of close to the Collectathon Banjo-Kazooie kind of gameplay.
Okay.
Because if it's from that creator and developer, I feel that it's going to have a lot of similarities, but also be a different game because he wanted to do something different, or they wanted to do something different, or whatever.
You want to
but Octodad was also really fun just because of how unique it was. Everybody thought you were human. You're clearly not a human. You're clearly an octopus wearing clothes, right? And you, as a player, you can tell this. And you're trying to grab stuff and do stuff. It's just one of those fun kind of games where you're trying to do things normally, but you can't. And the premise is because you're a fucking octopus, right?
Hey guys,
what?
And so
I have some bad news.
What?
My recording stopped, and I have no idea how long ago.
Oh, good.
That's
wonderful. Why is it when we ever talk about cons or E3, something happens?
It's a curse, man. It is a straight up curse. Yeah. It stopped at about 3 minutes in.
Oh. Okay. So this that part of that episode is scrapped.
No, I mean. I don't know. I don't know what to do here.
We're so
hit record.
Yeah,
it's already gone. It's already gone.
Just hit record now.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
Hey, for everybody live, we're doing this shit live. Clearly.
Yeah. And so there was okay. This is where we're gonna come in on my recording, which will just start late. If you guys could write down some time code for me, so I can line this up. We'll keep it in some production notes. That's going into
18 minutes. 18 minutes, 30 seconds.
Sweet.
But I
3
have
minutes
a
would
good
have been
one.
nothing.
Hi, and welcome to the recording where Bonsai fucked up.
No.
This was on
fuck
me.
up before my fuck up that
This was
fucked
on
everything up.
This was on
I'm
me.
just teasing.
But
All right.
yeah,
We'll have their whole episode. There'll be some weird blanks, and I apologize, guys, but here I am now. You can hear my... Don't worry. I'm safe. We're talking some Bug Snacks. It's not looking good, but we're thinking a puzzle game. And honestly, I just want to move on from Bug Snacks because Bug Snacks cut me deep. I had to sit there and I had to watch that shit live and be confused. You don't know. You weren't there. This is my life. So it's funny that you mentioned tech demo, though, Eduardo.
yeah.
Because there was one thing that I was really excited for that it looked like the chat on the live stream on YouTube was really excited for up to a point. So... it is no secret. My true love on the PSVR is Astrobot.
Yep.
Astrobot has been the absolute tops of what I've played on the PSVR so far. I cannot rave about a game more. And I actually didn't know this. My boss was explaining it to me. Apparently, Astrobot was a tech demo for the PSVR, but people were so jazzed about how great the tech demo was, they just developed it into a full fucking game. And it's great. It's still, that is the crown jewel of PSVR, in my opinion. From what I have played, there is nothing better than Astrobot. So during the PS5 launch, or the PS5 reveal, I guess, whatever we're calling shit these days, they revealed a new Astrobot game. Looks great. I'm super, super, super into it. It's called Astros Playroom, which makes me think it's something a little more tech demo-y, lots of mini games, less a big running thing kind of thing.
Oh, interesting.
You get what I mean? So I want to be excited for Astros Playroom. I love that the PSVR is going to work on the PS5 and not have to buy a new headset or anything for it. Like that's fantastic. But I wish that Astrobot was just straight up getting an Astrobot 2 and not fucking Astros Playroom. I'm still going to buy it. I'm sure it's still going to be fantastic, even if it is a glorified tech demo. I think that's going to be really, really fun. But damn it, y'all, where's my Astrobot 2? Have either of you guys had the chance to play Astrobot?
No, because is it exclusive? I mean,
yeah, Astrobot is PSVR exclusive.
And yeah,
it's
I
not
don't have a
available.
PSVR.
Well, unless they've since released it on something else, but to my knowledge, that was a PSVR exclusive.
okay, so yeah, I haven't had a chance for it yet. But what
Astros Playroom? I think it will. If you've been on the fence about buying a VR system, I will say keep your eyes out. The PSVR goes on sale for pretty cheap. It works. Quality-wise, let's be honest. It's the only light-based system, which means it's probably the cheapest hardware of all the systems. And I admit that, having it, owning it, and having fun with it, it has some kinks because it's a light-based system instead of like Tiptronics and little micro switches or whatever the fuck they use to power those things.
Yeah.
But it is still a lot of fun. It does work. I mean, like, it's not so bad. It's unfucking playable. I've played several of my games. I've beaten everything I have on it. It's a blast. But Astrobot, that's the crown jewel. It's so good.
I don't know. So like a PSVR is $300, but if you can get yourself a hands on like an Oculus Rift S, it's $400. And
Is
so
it really only $400? That's not bad.
It's the one that has the single cord that comes out, and you can still have the arms and stuff, right?
And like, I only paid $200 for my PSVR, and that came with 3 games. So
but did it come with the light controllers?
No, but the Move controllers used to be expensive. Now you can find them in bargain bins. I think I bought mine for $15 each, so it's not that much more on top of it. But you are right. It does not come with them. There are lots of, like, Astrobot does not use the Move controllers. It uses the regular controller, and a lot of games on the PSVR will still use the regular controller. Mm-hmm. So you do have that. But I'm more like college kids on a budget. If you just want some VR and you want it to be cheap, I think the PSVR usually runs the cheapest. Usually, but that is dope. I didn't know any of the Oculus were that low. I've been kind of curious to get one of the PC based VRs just to compare, to see how it is. So that's good to know.
That's the one I'm looking at because it's only $400, and it has the one cord. But I mean,
it's not that bad, dude. The PlayStation only has one cord, and it really doesn't get in the way.
I'm gonna be right here on my computer, guys.
Right.
Like
where are you going?
Yeah. That being said, though, the wireless one is it's $536 or something like that.
I don't think it's worth. I'll tell you guys,
it's not
the cord
too much
does not
of a
get
jump.
In the way.
I don't think it will either, and I'm much more of a
does
fan.
For me.
Really? How short is the cord?
It's not that it's short.
Which one are you on?
I have
HTC, right?
I have the HTC Vive Cosmos, and I kind of wish I didn't. I like it. Okay. It works really well, but they tried something new, and I don't think they pulled it off. So with this one, there's no sensors in the room. You just have a butt ton of cameras on the headset. And I'm pretty sure it's also light tracking because I believe that's how it tracks the controllers. So that the trick you had mentioned,
the Oculus is not a light, but my buddy brought over his Oculus Quest, and it is for sure not light based at all.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this one is, but because of that, there's sometimes where the camera, like back here, doesn't track very well because it doesn't have like sensors watching me. The camera doesn't quite reach, and in games like Half-Life Alyx, that's how you like pull stuff out and reload.
A trick that I've learned, if yours is vision and light based, a trick that I learned for the PSVR, which has made a world of difference: mount your camera about 3 feet above your head. Because when it has that angle, it can track the lights on the face mask versus the lights on the controllers easier from each other and have a better distance for you to the floor. I raised mine up about 4 feet from where it was at. You want it to be about 3 feet above your head. I don't have that kind of room in my setup right now. But even being about a foot above my head has made all the difference from being lower and aiming up. all the difference. And then I've also told, I know for sure this works with the PSVR. I don't know about the Cosmos. Saturate your room in green light. Most of the light colors that the PSVR is looking for are out of the green spectrum. It's all red-blue spectrum. So bathing your room in green light helps it pick up on those red-blue colors a lot better.
Huh.
Like night and day. I even watched a guy who was saying that, like, if you do these 5 tricks, and it's not something everybody can do, but if you can pull off these 5 little room hacks, the PlayStation actually has the most accurate tracking. But it's not convenient for everybody. All right, that was Astros Playroom. Again, I'm gonna play it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be great, but I just want Astrobot 2. Okay, can I just go ahead and mark Gran Turismo 7 off my list? I just don't think we're the audience for that, right? Like, none of us are race game guys.
I mean, yes,
Nothing
but not
against it.
realism. I love the Need for Speed games. I hate the fucking... If I want to drive a real car like that, I just go outside.
Right. So yeah, just nothing against it. I'm sure it's great. Any fan of Gran Turismo, you'll I guess I'm sure you'll love it. It's just not for us, so we're not going to do it. And I'm going to do the same for NBA 2K21. My boss, huge NBA 2K fan. The one thing he wanted to point out is it seems to me that 2K is focusing on sweat physics. Every new game, they really just want to get sweat into people's beards and mustaches. So there's that. NBA 2K per my boss. Let's do should we do a big one or should we do another little one? There's a lot more little ones than big ones.
We can do the one.
You guys want to do a little one? Okay, okay. No, I'm going to do one that I'm not going to do another angry one yet. We're not going to go there, guys. We're going to do something else. This one was announced a long while ago, and me and my boss actually ended up having 2 different takes on this after seeing what it was. I think it was about 2 years ago at E3. They announced Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh, right.
Looked super fun.
I'm actually interested in that.
They revealed a lot more of the game. It looks like it's a weird, like, first-person quote-unquote shooter, except we're not shooting, we're hand gesturing and making spells and doom happen or whatever. But he was disappointed because he's like, look, the impression I got from that first teaser was just very different, and it's not the game that he built up in his head. For me, I was like, hey, what's here actually looks really fun. I could get into this. Like, I maybe want to... I don't know that that's a launch day pickup for me. That's a wait for a review or 2, but if the right people say it's worth their time, I'll pick that up. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed interesting to me. It's by Bethesda.
I'm in.
Oh, I didn't realize it was by Bethesda.
He's
back
out.
I'm back out.
I mean, you can't like...
I'm just being a dick.
Really,
I'm
like...
Bethesda harsh, though.
That's funny.
That's fine, but like, I find that Bethesda either makes 2 things. They either make the Skyrim Fallout series, or they make these kind of shorter games that are actually really fun.
Yeah,
and
but
like,
based on this being a first-person shooter, I bet you it's another Skyrim Fallout reskin.
No,
I bet
don't,
you it is.
No, I don't think it is, because...
But to me, that's not a bad thing if it has new story. I'll take the gameplay with new story.
It's more of a Dishonored clone.
Did Bethesda do this?
Wait.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah.
I didn't like Dishonored. I made it
if you want to
an hour and a
like
half into
go
Dishonored,
for,
I hated it.
if you want to go like, yeah, it's a clone or
Oh.
something, I'm going to say it's a more Dishonored
I like
clone. 'cause it's
Dishonored.
I did too,
did not.
but I don't think it's actually going to be a Dishonored clone. I think I was just making that parallel because it's Bethesda in first person.
All right.
Right?
Okay, fair enough.
Because that's about the same as it being like a Fallout clone, right? I mean, I don't think these titles have anything to do with anything. I think that because of the mechanics in it and stuff, it might be a really good take on it, because they also did it was about a punk chick. I forget which one it was now. Anyway, they did another gameplay that was like a 3rd-person shooter, and it was like during the time of like bullet time and everything else, so like it had a lot of those elements, but it was still a lot of
Mirror's
fun to play.
Edge, is it?
No, it's not Mirror's Edge. It was something else. I can look it up.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Too late.
Okay, I'll just move on to another game. No, you just do it. Did you find it?
I want to play Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah,
they
I'll
did
give it a
Call of
shot.
Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth.
Weren't the Call of Cthulhu games kind of critical failures?
Except for Call of Cthulhu: Dark Corners of the Earth.
I did not play them.
It needed a lot of polish, but as far as it being an actual Call of Cthulhu game, it was actually really well done compared to the newer Call of Cthulhu games.
All right.
They've also done Rage. They've also done Prey. They've also done The Evil Within, Dishonored, right?
So it sounds like Ghostwire Tokyo. Check out the trailer. See how you feel about it for yourself. Are you and let us know. Show up and let us know. Is it something? Are you disappointed? Did that trailer lead you astray 2 years ago, or did
it was
land
wet.
right about where you thought? I don't even think I've heard of that.
The name of the game was Wet, and it was pretty good, and it had a kick-ass soundtrack. I think you'd really like the soundtrack. It was very punk.
All right, I could get into that. I'm into that. Let's do a major game that I'm not into, but I want to say both of you have played Hitman 3.
I haven't played the new ones.
I've played the Hitman series. I didn't play the new ones. Once they went episodic, I was like, bah.
Yeah, that's kind of where I went as well.
So how are you feeling about 3?
I didn't really look at it, honestly. I figured it was gonna be episodic stuff. The Hitman series is the same in most of the content, which is not bad because it actually does it really well. I just kind of fell away from it. It's a stealth-based third-person shooter where you play as an assassin.
I played that game wrong.
The story is kind of murky. The one that I really enjoyed was Blood Money. That was the one that I spent the most time on, because I ended up figuring out how to do all the assassinations in it without raising a single alarm and only hitting my target.
Yeah,
and
some of the puzzles were badass, but some of them I'm like, how the fuck would I have known this?
I think it was cool because I ended up figuring out a lot of that, and I was like, this is rad. I can't believe that I can do all this, right? Just because of what it was, right? And I feel that a lot of the because I did play Absolution, which was the one before the episodic one, and that one to me felt a lot more like it was limited in the choices, and so that's why I haven't really gone back to the Hitman series. Maybe I'll pick up 1 and 2 of the Hitman ones and try them out and see if they're actually gone back to more of those roots.
And they did say during this presentation that Hitman 3 was like it's 3 for a reason. This is finishing out his saga. It's telling the full arc of Agent 47?
Yeah, 47.
Okay. Look at me. I knew a thing, guys.
Yeah.
I knew a thing.
He's also a clone of something. I don't know. I can't remember anymore.
You know what's funny? I don't. That just reminded me. But I finally saw one person who had one of the big problems with the game that I had that no one else seems to have. So we all know this is not surprising anybody. I am very harsh on the Assassin's Creed games. I'm not a fan, mostly because I find the gameplay to be, well, at least in the first one, the gameplay was so repetitive that I was just immediately turned off from the series. But there was always another thing, and I don't think I've ever talked about it on the podcast, but legitimately, I never understood why they worked in the whole guy in a simulation element. I don't get why the games weren't just about an assassin back in that day. I don't know why it needed the sci-fi element. And finally, I was online. I think it was one of the guys from What Culture Gaming was like, man, I played that first game, and within the first few minutes, I was just turned off. Why the fuck are they suddenly sci-fi games? Just be about an assassin. We didn't need another layer of this. The game in premise did not need that, and it wasn't sold that way from the first trailer either.
No, it wasn't.
Just
and see,
rant for the sake of ranting.
I'm in the exact opposite because that is the thing that drew me in. Because
why what? Oh, you play as Edgar Allan Poe, but he's secretly an assassin. It doesn't need another thing. It's fine how it is.
No, that's like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. It's just another layer that adds to
it worked
story.
once as a book, and then they tried to do a movie, and it was fucking terrible.
Oh yeah, but most adaptations are fucking terrible. Don't put that on the genre.
It's all that one's fault.
Look,
okay, so you're for it. You're against it. Yeah. You're for it. He's against it. I'm kind of neutral about it, actually.
Unless they have boats. Then you're in.
Well, I liked Black Flag, sure, but
yeah.
I honestly didn't really like the sci-fi elements. It didn't really pull me away from the gameplay and stuff, right? Well, actually, it did pull me away from the gameplay, and that's where I kind of had a problem with it. Not the fact that it was in there as a thing, that was fine, but to have me have segments where it's okay, you gotta go back from the Empress now, and it's really? I have
you
so
just
much
want to run
I
up
could
a
be
wall
doing.
and stab a guy.
I have so much to do sailing the seven seas here and being a pirate king. You're You're just gonna fucking make me leave to go have some arbitrarily bullshit conversation and then come back? Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't as
sure.
sandbox as they sold it to be. That's true.
Right, and that's where I had the problem with it.
He wants
To
a
be able
pirate
to
Grand
go-
Theft Auto.
Well, no, to be able to go back and forth through it for other reasons, like other things, right? You know what I mean? Like maybe you have to do something in order to get another relic of some kind that gives you more memory into a different part of the access of the map or something, right? You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it added anything. It was just disposition of what was happening
Right.
while you were
Like,
fucking in
Why
the
did
thing.
we waste time adding? Maybe we could have done something other than running up a wall and stabbing a guy if we didn't waste time making virtual futures. All right, moving through, just because I know there's still a bunch of stuff
That being
to cover.
said, I know you were talking about Valhalla, and I'm gonna have to get it because it's Viking.
But like, should we all pretend to be surprised that Klops is buying a Viking game?
Yeah, right.
No.
And then tell me about it if it's good or not, because I'm not doing the For Honor bullshit again. I hate that game.
I really liked it until people
I've
started
heard such a
fucking
mix.
cheesing the fuck out of it, dude. Like,
I've heard such a mix.
I installed it like a year after it was like gone to like people were doing it, and the experience I had was it was frustrating, not because I lost. It was frustrating because I finally found another combo to fuck over the dude that's been cheesing me like 10 rounds in a
I'm
row.
tired of getting thrown off of ladders.
And he immediately rage quit. He lost to me once after he fucking beat me 10 times as I'm getting back into the rhythm of this game, and he fucking rage quits. And as soon as he did, I was like, nope, install. I'm out of this toxic community. Fuck you. I'm totally fine with throwing people off ladders. I'm totally fine being thrown off ladders because as a raider main, I was literally just using the environment to my advantage because I was the weakest build that you can have because for some reason it was fucked. It was just stupid.
So, coming off of stupid, let's talk about another trailer we saw. And I'm going to need you guys get your YouTubes up right now. You're both going to look up a trailer really quick because I know for sure neither of you two watched this one. No. I'm going to say a name, and then you're going to do what everybody else did, and you guys are going to go, oh, it's definitely part of this series, and then you're going to watch the trailer, and it's definitely not part of that series. So it's Jet, The Far Shore. Distinctly not part of the Jet Set Radio series, which might have made this game vaguely interesting. I gotta say, me and my boss were watching this. We were monitoring the chat feeds the whole time this trailer was playing, and we started off just as well. First, we started off in sepia tone, which does not set a good tone for anybody. No game trailer should ever start in fucking sepia tone unless we're immediately going to break that with neon colors and dubstep music. I'm just saying. So the game moves on from sepia tone by not saying much. It looks like a pilot game, which you guys know automatically lose points with me, though might gain some points with you. I'll give it this. It looks like they're trying to aim for a more like...
Is it steampunk?
Simple but challenging kind of feel. No, it doesn't look steampunk. It looks futury.
So Jet, because I just skimmed through it, I wasn't going to watch the whole thing. Seems like you play as a little rocket jet surveying a world for humanity.
Yeah. And unfortunately, that seems like most of the gameplay is just sort of like fly and scan, then go home.
That was the worst part of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, somebody apparently really loved it and decided to make a game out of it.
It's done in very bland colors. The music is all very low-key and like it. There is I don't know who cut this trailer. I'm gonna laugh when the game's like an FPS war game or something. You know what I mean? Because this trailer cannot be doing this game justice. That or this is the blandest game in the universe.
I think it's just supposed to be
one of the two
games. I think it is. So like the color scheme and stuff, I don't mind that, and I don't mind the lo-fi like tone.
But lo-fi tone, lo-fi like colors and everything with really simplistic fly and scan gameplay. Like this worked once, and the game was called Leaf, and it was beautiful, and it will never work again.
Okay, so I'm looking at the YouTube comments, and obviously you should never look at the YouTube comments, but I like this
Never
one.
look at the YouTube comments.
It looks like it would be cool, but I honestly have no clue what the game is about, what style of game it is. It's like,
yeah,
looks cool. I have no idea what's going on.
So let's talk about... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Klops. Go
Robo jokes. I don't know what's going on, but take my money.
What?
This was not the impression that I got or the people in the live YouTube feed got. Everybody was just going, what the fuck was that?
Letterface, finally a new Smash Super Brothers game. I've been saying that they were going to make another game since Sword and Sorcery, and it's finally happening.
Wow. The troll rolls hard. Let's talk about another indie game, but one that I'm actually excited for. Klops, I actually think you could get into this too. Little Devil Inside. It looks like lo-fi Monster Hunter with like a sarcastic gothic humor to it. The whole trailer, at least, revolved around one guy going out adventuring, capturing, and killing monsters and bringing back pieces, to the other part, which was like an older butler in a lab who was then running experiments on the monsters and pieces. And one of my favorite little bits is a couple of scenes where they're cutting back and forth. So they cut to the one guy adventuring, running around, doing cool stuff. And then they cut to the old guy going to the bathroom. He's just sitting on the toilet. And then they cut to the other guy, and he's climbing down a rope ladder until there's a monster down below him. And he starts climbing up the rope ladder. And we cut back to the guy on the toilet. And then the guy adventuring lights a bomb and drops it down onto the monster. And then we cut to the guy on the toilet flushing. And I was like, okay, you guys just low-key got my humor, and I really fucking appreciate it. We're dropping bombs right now. I'm fucking with it. And I don't know. I think I kind of love this idea of like a low-key Monster Hunter, you know? A couple of like small, low-end, figure out the like almost like a Metroidvania.
Oh,
meets,
I thought you wanted Monster
like a Metroidvania
Rancher.
meets Dark Souls. No, not Monster Rancher. Or honestly, more like a Cuphead. Something that's this like really simple series of boss fights where it's more about pattern memorization, which is what this is seeming like it's going to be, or even like a side scroller to boss fight Metroidvania kind of feel. I don't know, but what they were showing, I was feeling. I think Little Devil Inside day one is going to be a pickup for me. I'm really excited for this.
Yeah, this looks really good. Like the art style is really nice. It's got like a simple like humor. Like they haven't had any like audio or anything.
No, yeah, the whole thing is silent.
It's all music and just like imagery, and that's really, really cool. And like it's definitely like this like younger adventurer trying to like do stuff and prove himself. And then like this old guy that's just like kind of doing whatever and handles like all the like other things that are like outside of the adventuring, that's more the like mundane things. And that looks really fun. That does look like a really fun game. I don't know if I'd buy a PS5 for it, but
yeah, and I don't think that one was listed as an exclusive, so maybe you won't need to, but it's definitely one to keep your eye on in any capacity. I think it looks really good. I think that's just going to turn out to be a really solid game.
And I could see where you could draw the Monster Hunter like comparison, because there was definitely like some movement and stuff from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, can we talk about the game I am most excited for? I'm like, you guys are gonna need to rein me in right now. You have no idea.
PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. I'll probably go on the Switch.
Okay, I could see that actually working really well on the Switch too.
Yeah, and that's definitely my style,
Yeah.
playing it as a handheld.
Yeah, I'm for it. Okay, guys. The trailer was a little bit of a mislead, but once you get it and then you rewatch the trailer, you get what they were doing the whole time. So the trailer opens up to like this kind of futuristic dystopian world populated by robots. And as they walk through, the robots are living their day-to-day lives. And as the trailer rolls on, you slowly realize that every scene involves some cat running through the world. The game is called Stray. And you play as a cat running through a post-apocalyptic robot world. And talking about this on our work chat, my boss is like,
the Goose Game.
No. It's apparently going to be a little bit more of like a stealther puzzle solver kind of game.
Okay.
Which when I'm excited about a stealth game, it looks good.
Yeah.
That's like, because it's not my playstyle. They said there is going to be some action in the gameplay as well, but hearing my boss talk about my reaction to this game has been my favorite thing, because he's like, oh my god, about halfway through this trailer, you just started screaming, oh my god, you get to play as the cat! It's the cat! It's not the fucking robots! It's the cat! And really, like, I was looking, I was like, okay, another bland, like, we're all robots in a dystopian future. Like, bro, I've seen Wall-E. This shit been done. I read Dave. We've done robots past humans. No, sir. We're the cat. And I cannot tell you how fucking excited I am for this game where you just a cat running through this world full of a bunch of goddamn robots. I am 100% behind Stray. I'm for it. Day one. Stray.
I think this one has been coming out for a while. Like I remember seeing, maybe it was a different cat game where you played as a cat. No, this is a different one, I guess. There's another one you play as a cat.
I don't give a fuck about that. Stray's my boy.
Okay.
We're going ride or die with Stray. This could be the worst game of the year, and I'm still gonna buy the T-shirt. All right, let's talk about a major one that I know is going to make Eduardo really happy. Eduardo, I'm sure you already even saw the trailer, so maybe I should just let you run with this. Tell me about Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Okay, real talk. I didn't even see the trailer yet.
Eduardo, you basically have one job on this goddamn podcast, and it's to report on Ratchet and goddamn Clank.
I read the article on it.
No.
No, I know, but again, so
do people even still read words with their faces? What year is this?
Here's the deal. I was in as soon as they told me there was a new Ratchet and Clank game. Like
the money was spent.
Yeah, no, that's why I didn't watch the fucking trailer because it was just,
like not a tirade, Klops. Just yay or nay. Ratchet and Clank fan?
Not really.
Okay. Eduardo, go on. Just wanted to take so I knew where you stood.
Like I played the first one kind of, and then I just didn't really capture me.
The first is the worst.
It's rough.
The first is the worst, hands down.
Yeah, but just like a show, I'll get better after the first season.
Yeah, no, and fair. I'm for the context. The first is the worst, but I will say the core elements are in the first, and if it's the core elements you don't enjoy, it's not going to grow on you.
Yeah,
well, I enjoyed the core elements. It just wasn't up my alley for like the humor. It seemed like it was more for a younger audience.
Yeah, it is. And
like I don't know, it just didn't captivate me very much.
All right, Eduardo, Rift Apart. Tell me about it.
I'm so fucking into it. I just that and one other game that I'm sure you'll talk about would be
we'll talk about that one. I know what
selling point for getting the PS5. Like right now, I'm leaning towards the PS5 because all Xbox is bringing to me is the new Halo, and that's it.
Let's get one thing straight right now. I'm just going to buy them both day one because I don't have vacations this year. They were all canceled due to COVID, so my vacation money just became console money. But having said that, Rift Apart does look really fun for anybody who is already a Ratchet and Clank fan. I think they're really leaning into just some of those next level capabilities, which the Ratchet and Clanks always do. Those games always kind of double as both a game and a tech demo for some of the new stuff out there. I would really expect to see a lot of stuff out of the haptic feedback on that controller, just like the last Ratchet and Clank game really used that the touchpad that's on the controller that really went underused. I'll go that far. The touchpad on the PS4 is very underused, and I'm really disappointed that more developers didn't lean into that touchpad. I'm hoping that the haptic controller doesn't go that way, because you know that haptic controller is going to be expensive to buy a new one. Like, it's new technology. That's going to be like $100 controller. There's my money right now. I'm going to say that's going to be $100 controller. I'm hoping that companies lean into it. You know, the Ratchet and Clank game will. I'm liking the aesthetic. I'm liking that they're really advertising a fluid gameplay, where the other Ratchet and Clank games, you would travel to a different planet, and each planet would have a theme, and you would kind of just run through the planet using that theme. This one is apparently going to drop you planet to planet to planet seamlessly as you're accidentally falling through a rift in the universe. So I like that your gameplay is really going to be shaken up frequently. Okay. Like, you know, to go from a swimming level to a skating level to a shooting level, boom, 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 I think could be really good if used well. Though, if used incorrectly, that's going to be a nightmare, and it's going to show really quickly. So I would hope that a company like Insomniac has really put the time into making that feel as seamless as it can possibly feel.
My only worry is that there was that other time where they tried to do something different, and while I played the crap out of that game, Deadlock was my second least favorite.
I will also say it looked like they were really trying to ham up that Ratchet and Clank are going to get separated and we're going to meet a female Lombok. I'm willing to bet that this is an alternate dimension Ratchet or something, and in the end will not end up staying in the main universe canon. I could be wrong. I would actually love to be wrong on this one. I just don't think that I'm wrong. So at the end of the day, I feel like that might end up feeling cheap.
Well,
We'll see. We will see.
Do you remember the story so far before they rebooted?
Yes.
So the Lombaxes aren't gone.
Okay, yes.
So,
but I feel like this is off of the reboot universe.
oh, you do? Okay.
I do. I feel
I was
like
hoping
they
would
I
just
feel like
be
this
like,
is the new Ratchet and Clank 2.
oh.
And honestly, Klops, that might be a better jumping on point for you, is the new Ratchet and Clank 1, which is only mostly a retelling of the first game.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah.
If you could find it cheap, like if you found that in a $10 to $15 bargain bin, I think even not enjoying the humor, you'd enjoy it as a $10 game.
Yeah, the
Maybe
the platform shooting
just
this is great.
it just wasn't for me. Like, I don't know. I'm a huge fan of like Banjo-Kazooie. I want my Banjo 3. All right, like that's what I want. That's the platforming game I would play. Not this nuts and bolts bullshit that you gave me, but an actual Banjo-Kazooie game.
Yeah. Hey, different companies. Just wait. Rare will come back. They'll take care of you eventually.
To be fair,
I know,
though, to
But
be
that
fair,
being said, I just didn't really play too much of it. I didn't really enjoy it.
And I don't. It's a little kiddish. The humor's not for everybody. The movie was a huge letdown. But I think if you could find it for $10, you would not at all regret playing the PS4 reboot one for $10.
Mhm.
I think you would actually view it as $10 well spent. But I think if you were going over $10, you'd hazard more.
That's fair. That's fair.
There's just some stuff where like sometimes it's just a matter of price and time. Like there's even been some games where I'm like, that's a fun game. I'm never going to finish that because the time that it would take to get into it and get good at it and go through it is just not time that I'm willing to invest. I like what I played and I'm never going to pick it up again.
I'm also,
those
like,
are games.
Into different genres than both of you for like a lot of games.
Oh,
like,
we're all three into different genres, and that's what
Yeah.
makes this a beautiful family.
right, but that's what I'm saying is like because of that, like there's this kind of almost hard barrier between like trying some of the games that you really enjoy and like even if I were to like enjoy them somewhat, right? You know what I mean? It's nothing that I'd really truly play on my own free time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm super much into
I
this
think
section.
a $10 bargain bin during like a point where you're like, fuck, I got like, I just got done with this and this other game doesn't release for a month. There's a sweet spot where you could enjoy it. Like, more what I'm getting at. This isn't the kind of thing that you should pass. If the time and price presents itself, you would enjoy it. But it's got to be the right price and it's got to be the right time.
That's fair.
And
So,
I'm just gonna
we'll move
say
on.
I like Ratchet and Clank more than Banjo-Kazooie.
That's fair.
It's not an apples to apples comparison, so I think you're fair in saying it.
That's
So,
fine.
hold on. I'm just gonna. There's two that I really want to talk about because they're very different, and I know we're running out of time. Well, okay. I'm gonna run through some stuff really fast, and then we'll talk about a couple. So just if you can give me 1 to 2 words on it because you saw it and you're interested, give me 1 to 2 words, and then we'll get to other stuff. Okay. Deathloop. You play as 2 rival assassins who can kill each other and then restart the day over and over again until they finish it. I'm actually really interested in Deathloop.
That was fun.
Is it PvP?
No, it's a story-driven third-person shooter playing as 2 rival assassins. Mostly, I believe you play as the guy and the girl as the villain. You'll probably just do some levels as her, but mostly she's hunting and killing him while he's trying to figure out why. But every time she kills him, he comes back and repeats it, and only the 2 of them know that time is looping.
Interesting. Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, and the gameplay looks fun. The style of everything looks really great. I'm into Deathloop. Deathloop looks great. This is one. The chat shit all over this game while they were doing the trailer during the live thing, and me and my boss both went, "What are you talking about? This looks great." It's called Destruction All-Stars. It's like Twisted Metal meets Fortnite, and I realize that saying meets Fortnite is going to turn a lot of people off. Ignore the style of the art and look at the gameplay. It's basically a destruction derby game where you can get the fuck out of the car and jump on another motherfucker's car and take it, or you can both get out of the car and have a fist fight for who gets to take the car, all on these wacky, big, extravagant worlds. It's like Twisted Metal meets Destruction Derby meets like Neon Pixie Nightmare.
Huh.
I think it looks great. I think it looks super fun. I'm at least going to try it. Chat shit all over it, but no, legitimately, I think Destruction All-Stars looks
It's like
really,
a better
really
Rocket
fun.
League.
Yeah, kinda. If you get
I'd
the
be into
chance,
that.
at least look up the trailer. I think it looks great. Godfall. Here's a note to the people who made the Godfall trailer. Tone is a thing. And when your trailer displays a certain type of gameplay, but you're playing a different kind of music, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying you're setting a tone for your game. And if I buy your game and it's not meeting the tone that you just set, I'm gonna have problems. So, Godfall, you're on my list, but you're being fucking watched. Goodbye, Volcano High. I don't know if I'm just not the goddamn target audience for this, but not only does this not look like a goddamn game, I don't know what you're trying to sell me or why you're trying to sell it to me, but stop. Stop. It does not look good. Goodbye, Volcano High. At least write it. Honestly, next week. This is your guys' homework. I at least want you guys to comment on Goodbye, Volcano High, because I have
I could comment
nothing.
right now.
What do you think?
It's for furries.
Yes, but like not like furries, but like some weird dark corner of lizard furry.
It's just that's just normal scalies.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
So I can say that you're not the target audience for this.
But even beyond that, even not being into like that culture, I don't like the art. I think it looks terrible.
I don't know. I think the art looks fine for what it is.
Is
Personally,
this based on
hate it.
something?
I don't
Probably.
believe so. Maybe, but I don't believe so. No, Goodbye Volcano High. Not into it. If you have some target audience, maybe pick something that isn't a fucking wide release PlayStation reveal to advertise your shit, because you weren't winning over the chat either. Sackboy Big Adventure. Excited for this. Think of a oh my god, what are those games called? Little Big Planet. It's a Little Big Planet, but instead of just being course running, it's more of a Mario style game with Sackboy. So Little Big Planet world, Sackboy main character, but more of a Mario style run through a world, collect coins. Looks really good in my opinion. I'm really excited for that one. Klops talked a little bit about this one. I hate to cut you off on it too much, but let's try and hit it quick. Resident Evil 8. I still have not played 7, mostly because it came with my VR, and so I tried it in VR, and I'm going to be honest with y'all right now. I played enough of the VR game to get to a point where the game was going to make me walk into a dark room, and I went, nope. I know what's gonna happen. Even if something doesn't pop out, even if you do something a little scary, I'm not gonna like it. So I will play it, but I'm gonna play it in not 3D because
You mean
I
not
don't
VR?
Like, no, not VR. It makes me paranoid. I don't think my wife would ever fuck with me, but the whole time that I have the VR headset and the headphones in and I'm walking in dark rooms, it's not even the game. I'm waiting for my dog or my wife or something stupid to happen to make me jump and trip and fall and smash something in my house, and I'm just not fucking going through it.
That's
I'm
funny.
not going to do that to myself.
To be fair,
Honestly,
I do lock the door
if you were
when
to
I
stream
VR.
that and that were to happen,
I know.
it would be great.
I
Like,
know, and I'm
you
not
would
going
get
to do it.
You would have so much viralness just from that. That would be so
I'm
good.
not going to do it. But so what's funny, Claude, I thought 8 looked great. My boss, for some reason, was like, no, I'm not in. That looks terrible. What did you think, Claude? So really quick, we got to keep it short.
So I'm a Resident Evil fanboy. I'm going to get it regardless. But at the same time, I don't think werewolves belong in the Resident Evil series like most of the fans.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm not too opposed to it. It's a fucking video game about supernatural monsters.
I'm saying.
we had zombies, we had lickers, we had all kinds of fucking things. Why is werewolves too far fetched? All right, this is the werewolf episode. We're just gonna go through it. We're gonna have vampires, and that'll be the Twilight series of Resident Evil, and we'll get back to the good Resident Evil.
It'll be the Castlevania crossover,
right? And that will be the good Resident Evil after that, like 9. Beautiful. It's gonna be well done. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be back to the series. Everyone's gonna love it, right? So let's just get through 8 or well, this is 8, so 8 and 9. So 10 will be the actually good one. So we'll just get through 8 and 9, and then we'll get to 10. It'll be fine.
All right. You know what's sad? I've only ever played like part of 4, and I'm told like 4 is the one to play. I've never sat down and played. I played 5. I actually enjoyed 5, but
5 is good.
it's the only Resident Evil game I've ever played all the way through is 5.
4 is definitely one that you should play.
I'm told that's the gold standard.
So yeah, that's like the gold standard because it had the campiness and it's like the more modern take of like the shooting and stuff, right? You know,
Yeah, it's
the
not tank controls
up there. The remakes are actually doing really well. If you like the remake of the first one, still kind of has the control systems that are kind of.
I have it. I started it, but honestly, that's the kind of game. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm not going to be able to put the time in to figure that game out. I'm going to walk through that game.
That's fine, but it's going to capture the atmosphere that one captured when it came out.
Yeah,
that's why I recommend it. 2, the remake is good. The remake of 3 was good. So I mean, those remakes, if you were to get them, I think you would enjoy them. The progression of going towards 4.
Yeah, I do want to play them.
So I mean, those would all be like right up your alley of things.
Yeah.
0 is good, but I don't know if you'd really like 0 just because it has the old tank controls and it's more of a dated.
That's the hard part about 1, man, was those tank controls, but it's also a little bit slower in its action pace than some of the other ones are. So
is 0. So I'm
going to need to walk through it. Okay. Eduardo, again, same for you, but you're going to have to do it really quick. Oddworld Soulstorm. I'm told you're kind of an Oddworld guy.
Yeah. So I haven't played them in a long time, but Oddworld Abe's Odyssey, I believe, was the one that came free with the first brand new computer I was ever able to afford to buy. So I'm in.
All right, and then these ones I'm just going to name off really fast. Here's what I'll say about these ones. If I saw the trailer again, I'd be able to say more. But based solely on the names, none of these jumped out as something that I fucking hated, like Bug Snacks, and was not going to play. So just the other stuff that was announced. Kena, Bridge of the Spirits, Pragmata, Project Athia, which is apparently a working title. I believe that one's by Square Enix, and any Square Enix RPG, you know I will at least give a shot. Returnal, Solar Ash, The Pathless, and Tribes of Midgard. So all trailers worth checking out. Again, none of them jumped out as something that I went, oh, fuck that. Like, they all at least looked like fun, playable games. I think I know at least a few of them on there. I would want to see reviews first before I actually tried it, just because they're all new IPs, but support new IPs, man. A lot of the people in the chat were just dumping on shit that wasn't like a return of a famous IP. Give new IP a chance. New IP can be fun. We need new IP. We need to be pushing and expanding and trying new things. So try those trailers, see what you like from those. But the last one we're going to go out on, right as we're a little bit over time, but I do want to capture both of your opinions. Guys, I called this from the voice actress. The trailer opened on 2 crawfish eating, or 2 hermit crabs eating a dead fish on the island. And whose voice do I hear but Ashley Birch telling me that this is a trailer that I've been waiting for. Horizon Forbidden West. I'm 100 right now. I'm so excited. This is the one I was saying earlier. The only problem I'm going to have with this game is trying to justify why I don't have all the fucking abilities that I just had in the last game. We're going to need to do something right up top, and you know it's going to seem kind of contrived and bullshitty because that's what every video game does. I can already predict. My problem is going to be having to regrind through getting my abilities, but having said that, I'm 100% behind Horizon Forbidden West.
I'm willing to bet that they're going to do it where you're going to get either shipwrecked or attacked and you're going to lose all your shit and you have to recollect things from the local animals.
I was kind of expecting the batteries to die, but yeah, it's going to be something like that. And I'm sorry, it's just never going to work.
But it never does.
It just doesn't. And it's hard. Like, I can't tell you a better way to make that work other than what Spider-Man is doing and just doing a different character. And for Horizon, I don't want to play a different character. I want Aloy. Klops, how do you feel?
I didn't get to play the first one.
You're kidding me.
No, it was a PlayStation exclusive for a long time, or maybe it was on Xbox and PlayStation.
No, it's still PlayStation exclusive.
Yep.
But it's actually coming to PC this summer.
Oh,
so
is it
I
really?
might actually get a chance to play it.
You'll have to let me know. Klops,
I'll play it again.
Yeah.
Because it'll get me ready.
When I first saw the trailer, I went, dumb dinosaur robots versus cavemen, get fucked. And then I saw nothing but glowing review. I picked up the game. I'm usually the kind of guy, I don't like bows and arrows in most game. I don't think the mechanics work. Klops, they did so much to make the controls feel perfect. There was never a point in Horizon where I found myself going, oh my god, this isn't my fault. This is the controls. You know what I mean? Like, this is some stupid thing I have to do, or some really redunculous process. The controls were so butter smooth. Horizon
I didn't have
beautiful.
anything against it. Like I was never against this game. Like, I know that a lot of people, like, at the time were like review bombing it because Breath of the Wild was superior.
Oh, get the fuck out! That's not comparing apples to apples.
Toxic. It was toxic. It didn't. That's not what I was supporting or anything like that. Like, it just was a PlayStation exclusive. I'm pretty much primarily just PC.
Right.
So when an exclusive game comes out for any system other than maybe the Switch, I might buy it. Right. You know what I mean? But like any other system, I'm like, well, guess I won't get to play that game.
Yeah, I will say Horizon should be like top of your list. It really was that good. That game was, the mechanics in that game were so good that I played Shadows of Mordor right after.
Oh.
And I found Shadows of Mordor unplayable because and not even like that's a highly reviewed game.
I love that game, by the way, but I played it before Horizon.
Coming off of Horizon and into Shadows of Mordor, it made the controls feel so clunky that I found the game unplayable. I need to give it another shot so I can give it a fair shot.
Yeah,
but coming off of one to the other was just not fair.
If you're going to play Shadows of Mordor, I would recommend that every time you beat like an orc boss and you demote him, keep doing it. Never kill him, and just watch as it gets worse and worse for that poor orc.
Well, fucking, it happens to me. Like, my problem with Shadows of Mordor is that it punishes you for not doing well. Like, oh, did you have a hard time with that fight? Well, it's going to be harder now, asshole. Like, and again, it wasn't bad, and it wasn't super punishing, but it was just, it hit a point where it felt like, I'll tell you, this is where I quit Shadows of Mordor. There's the whole big map, right? And I finally got through after hitting a point that was my fault, but I hit this slump where I got cocky, and I did a couple of stupid moves in a row, and I set myself super far back, just with like letting the map repopulate with new war chiefs and stuff. So I fought my way back up, and I cleared the map, and I was like, I've got to be getting to a final boss. And it goes, there's a second map. And I went, nope. No, there's not. Not for this fucking cowboy, there's not. Guess who's done with this shit? And I was done.
But to be fair, Spider-Man did that shit, and you stuck around.
But again, I do think that part of it was because Horizon had just made the game feel clunky. Horizon was built so smooth that coming off of one onto the other, and it's not a fair comparison. It's not an apples to apples comparison. It's why I feel like I need to replay Shadows of Mordor. But coming off of one to the other, I was like, this where one game felt like it wanted me to experience it in fullness. Like, I don't 100% a lot of games, but I was, and I didn't for Horizon, but I got really close. Like, I was driven to do more and go the extra. I actually don't own the DLC. I've been told it's really good, other than the frustrating bit where they take your super items that you grind for in the main game.
Yeah.
And don't let you use them in the DLC. And that was one thing that drove me off, because I did grind for a couple of those. I was like, oh, you know what? I'm at least it's same thing with Spider-Man. It was like, I'm at least going to collect all of this thing. You know what I mean? I'm going to complete this much. Horizon did the same thing. I wanted to complete more. Where Shadows of Mordor, I went, look, my effort to give a shit level are so unbalanced that I can't continue right now.
I love Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah, and again, I'm sure a bunch of people are screaming, I need to replay it. It's not a fair comparison. It's just, you ever done that? Like, you play a game so long that when you switch to the next game, you keep like fucking up hitting a button because you're so
that's whenever I
used to
go back
this...
and play my consoles. because I'm always on PC.
Like, I'm doing a lot of Metroidvania games right now, and most of them use very similar control schemes, but once you come, like fresh off of one into another, you just find yourself hitting that wrong button and deploying something that you didn't want. You get fucking shanked for it. It was the same thing. I admit, it's a me thing. Shadows of Mordor is not bad. I was not in the right mind space.
I never played its sequel, but anyways, so
I
Horizon.
Wait. Before we go though, I have to talk about Star Wars Squadrons.
Super fast.
I was really excited that there was another Star Wars game, and then I heard it was by EA, and I lost interest immediately.
Did you actually play it?
No, I didn't. It's not out yet. It comes out in October.
Claps, my man, Eduardo, play us the fuck out.
All right. All right, check us out on iTunes, In5D Podcast. Bias Bros comes out every other Thursday. Check that out. Tuesday nights, twitch.tv/Metagame Network. We're still playing For the King. I think we're going to be playing that for a little bit. The trio there. Also, I think that's all I got. Final words?
Every Wednesday, we also play a 2-player game with Bonsai and I.
Oh,
over
shit.
my channel.
That's happening. What are you guys playing?
Toe Jam and Earl back in action right now, but we're probably have to find something new because we almost beat it last time.
I think we got it this time. I think we now that we know that presents are so disposable, I think we'll jam it.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means, but it sounds exciting. Check them out too.
And just, open invitation to the third host to play a game with us on Wednesday nights. It's not limited, just saying,
What is limited? Limited to 3, maybe 4.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'll give it that limit. I don't want no offense to the Tuesday group. This is not a personal assessment. It's just too much to manage, and me and Klops are liking a simpler, smaller experience.
Okay, fair enough, which is weird because that's what the Tuesday turned into.
Yes, but if we were there, then it wouldn't be.
No, I and on that note, bye!
Bye! Okay, can one of you do me a favor and just in your code, I think Klops, you had it was 18 minutes?
It was like
1820.
1820.